Okay, at the start of this show, somebody said, I am John the Baptist. Sorry, I'm not wearing camel's hair. I cannot imagine myself wearing camel's hair. But anyway, okay, allow me to just share to you and hopefully to be able to guide you in your prayer this morning. What is the message through all the readings that the church is giving us for this coming Sunday, the second Sunday of Advent. Um, it's we have heard a lot, many times already of this title, no, of this topic, prepare the way of the Lord. So we hear that many times. Every year it comes back again and again. And even maybe you can say to yourself, it's I know what that means already. Maybe you have many ideas already. But it's interesting because preparation is something that we it's a common thing in life. We do preparations, we know preparations, we know how to do it, and many people are very good at preparing things. I'm not very good, sorry. But many people are very good. Even as we start this show, we are preparing. We prepared. Somebody prepared. Even Eucharist, the Eucharist, somebody prepared. We have heard in the previous show how God prepared for a long time since Old Testament to come to the moment of the first coming. So preparation is a very common activity in every human being. And yet, there is a different and unique way when we prepare for the coming of the Lord every year, every Christmas. There's always a new message. And that's why we are here to discover that. Lord, how do you want us to prepare for your coming this 2023? Because 2023 is a different year. Okay. I will start by looking at the responsorial psalm. The responsorial psalm said, Lord, let us see your kindness and grant us your salvation. What is it that people want to see? They want to see the Lord's kindness. Many people in this world today, perhaps, they have they have already experienced such dark experiences in their life, such suffering, and they want to see kindness. Lord, give me kindness, show me kindness, because all what I saw in this year perhaps was not kindness. I don't know what people see in this year. Always there's war, violence. Every time you look at the news, fighting, killing here and there. So really heavy things are many things we see around us. And people are crying to see for kindness. Lord, show us kindness. Grant us your salvation because I need to be saved in this time of Advent. Do you want to be saved? That's the big question. And what is the kindness and salvation of the Lord? The kindness and salvation of the Lord is Christmas, the baby Jesus was born. So that's what we are expecting. So allow me to just look through the three readings of Sunday, and hopefully you will not get bored. But allow me to just, because the readings of this Sunday are very rich, really, if you go deeper. And the first words from the first reading says, comfort, give comfort to my people, says your God. Why is it that the first words are not words like convert, change? What says comfort? Give comfort. In other translation, it says console my people. Because this passage is an announcement of restoration. People are broken. The context of this first reading is the context when Israel, the people of Israel, just came from Babylon. They were exiled. Okay, just imagine. So they were exiled and they are coming home. And they are coming home with heavy feet, not dragging their feet, because really they have a very traumatizing experience in Babylon. They were treated as slaves, they were treated as nobody, and now they're coming home. How do you feel if you are like that? Your whole life has been like that, and you're coming home, but you're not so excited, no, you're heavy. So, who are these people that the Lord is inviting to comfort? They are a people who are traumatized. Traumatized. It's not easy to comfort somebody who's traumatized. No? It takes time. They have passed through so much difficulties. They have suffered long enough. And healing takes time. And that's why we have this Advent season. It takes time. And I have a question for each one of you, each one of us. No? How was your year? How was your year? Are you a traumatized person? Was your year traumatizing? No? Or how are you? No? How were the difficulties? How are you now coming to Advent season? And later there are more words, very consoling words. It says there, speak tenderly to them. Speak tenderly to them. Speak to their heart. They have heard so many scoldings, so many harsh words, bad words. Speak to them tenderly. Do you know how to speak tenderly? So address their concerns, address their anxieties, speak to their thirst, longings, fears. Do you know why people are hesitant to go back to God? It's because maybe they are traumatized. I have heard a lot, no? I will not go to confession anymore because the priest scolded me the last time I went. Never. So sometimes the image of church is very scary for many people. That's why speak tenderly. They have suffered a lot. Raise your heads up high and look at the horizon. Your God is here. That is in the first reading. And in that passage, now after all these consoling words, then the prophet said, prepare, prepare in the desert the way of the Lord. So that's why it's very interesting that in order to prepare, we have to console first. We have to comfort first to prepare the way. When you plant something, you need to prepare the soil, comfort the soil to cultivate well. No, you just don't just put the plant there, otherwise it will die. No, so that's why the steps of preparation entails as well. First of all, consoling and comforting. Then prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight in the wasteland a highway for our God. I like the image of a pathway because this preparation talks about the journey. Preparation is not magic. Okay, that immediately, wow, how nice that will be, no? Christmas, and then in just one day, you already everything finished. No, it takes a journey. No? It takes a journey. So a time of preparation entails journey. Healing entails time. Let every valley be filled, every mountain and hill be leveled. Leveling and filling. No? If you go to Commonwealth, there are many holes in the road. And sometimes we complain, right? And all that. And then it takes time to really make a nice road. You have to fill holes, you have to dig, that. So, you know the image there. So we need to level every mountain and hill. We need many times to level structures that we have built. What are those structures so high that we are building that is difficult for people to see Jesus? Now, I remember uh, in Vietnam, our house, we have a house, 3 stories, and I like so much to stay in the third level because out the window you can see the horizon. You can see the whole city of Saigon. Beautiful. Wow, I can see everything. Suddenly, the neighbor just in front of us built a higher house. I, the view was this disrupted. I cannot see anymore. So what does that mean? Many times we build high structures in our lives. I don't know what are those. That many times we cannot see anymore Jesus coming. Do you remember the story of the Magi when they visited uh, Herod in the palace? No, palace, big palace there. And when they went out of the palace, that was the time they saw again the star. And many times we need to level our structures. What are those? Perhaps it's my pride. No? Perhaps it's my, I don't know what we have built. We have to level it, put it down so that I can see the horizon and other people can see Jesus also. What are those obstacles that we have been building through the years that the Lord is asking us, can you put it down because I cannot come? It's so high, the mountain we have built. I want to come, but imagine Jesus climbing the mountain. What is this? No? Darwin's mountain. Can you put it down a little bit? No? So make a straight access. Straight. Not do not let Jesus suffer. No? Paikot-ikot pa. No? Jesus had to make a lot of U-turns. Again, like Commonwealth. No? A lot of U-turns and all that. Another example that reminds me was sorry, those who are in the immigration. But every time I go to the airport, there's so many steps. No? Sir, you have to go here. Huh? That's why you have to go. The COVID, my goodness, no? And in Vietnam, just one. Straight. No problem. So thank you very much, Vietnam. No? But in Philippines, we have to make many paikot-ikot, no? And many times I almost lost my flight because of that. It was so scary. Anyway, that's an experience. So, what are the obstacles that I have built in order? Sorry, obstacles that makes Jesus hard to come. And one of the biggest obstacles, of course, is our sin. That's why Advent season, we need to really, it's a time to reconcile with that. The biggest obstacle is sin. It can be a big log in my eye. That can be the obstacle. That's why I cannot see Jesus coming. We say, no, Jesus comes every day. But maybe I have a big log in my eye. That's why Herod couldn't see Jesus as the king because he was always looking at Jesus as a threat, a big log in the eye. For me, when I was praying, I was asking the Lord, what is the best way to really prepare your way, Lord? And for me, the best way is really to know who is the one coming. If I know who is the one coming, I know how to prepare. If I don't know, it's difficult to prepare. For example, you hear the story of, I think, Father Michael or one missionary who arrived. So the organizer of the retreat was expecting a priest. Okay, so somebody came with wearing just normal clothes, This then the organizer saw him. Sir, can you park your car? No? Sir, can you bring the water to the dispenser? Can you carry it? And then later, in the mass, it was the priest. Oh, siya pala ang pare. So sometimes, no, we don't know who is the one coming. And we don't know that he is already there. He's already there. That's why the best way to really prepare the way for Jesus is to know who is Jesus. That's why I need to pray. Lord, do I really know you? Do I know your interests? Do I know your lives? I remember I'm teaching English, and in one of these books of English, there's a story about tips on meeting the parents of your partner for the first time. You understand? No? Tips for meeting the parents of your partner, no, for the first time, because maybe they're engaged, no, already prepared to get married, no. So you have to meet for the first time. You know the tips. So one of the tips, of course, no, is dress well and in front of the parents. And another tip was interesting because you need to ask your partner about her parents. What does your father like? What does your mother like? What are the hobbies? So that in the conversations you can you can connect with them. Otherwise, you know, I don't know. I have no experience. Or those who are married, maybe you have experience. But anyway, you get my point, right? You need to know who is the one you're going to meet. And in my prayer, I would like to share to you just the reply of Jesus to me in my prayer. He said, I will come to you. Nothing can stop me from coming to you. I really will come to you. Even though the preparation may not be good or best, no, I will come to you. And Luke 1:39 to 41 talks about the visitation. And we can see here how Mary, with Jesus, already with Jesus, went through the hill country town of Judah, going from hill to hill. Does that sound like prepare the way of the Lord, level the hills, the mountains? In the same way, this is the image. Jesus going through the hills of Judah and went to the house coming to Elizabeth. And what happened? Elizabeth was filled with joy. So this is an image also of preparing the way. Jesus coming. Another image that maybe can help you in your prayer later, if you just copy the passage, is from the Song of Songs, chapter 2. This was our theme of our recollection. Do you remember? See how he comes. See how he comes, leaping on the mountains, bounding over the hills. My love is like a gazelle, like a young stag. See where he stands behind our wall. He looks in at the window. He peers through the opening. See how he comes. Another image of Jesus coming, going through the mountains, bounding over the hills. But the most important thing is, I will come to you. I will come to you. It's interesting how it says there, he looks in at the window. Many times Jesus is just looking at the window. Can you open the door for me? I am here. Just looking at the window. Come out, wherever you are. Something like that. Okay? So, the next part I would like to express as well as to share is the second reading. If you ask yourself or ask the Lord, how can I prepare for Christmas? All the readings already tells something about preparation. So that's why I'm just trying to help you look at all the readings, because if you read every, especially the second reading, everything is there. How to wait, how to prepare for the coming of the Lord. If Jesus is holy, says there, how can I prepare? Be holy. Logical. No? If Jesus is a holy person, how can I prepare for him? Be holy. Do your best to live blameless and holy lives. So the Lord does not wish that anyone should perish. The Lord does not delay his promise. Nothing can prevent Jesus to come. Christmas will come. Christmas will come, whether you like it or not. Christmas will come. Nothing can stop Jesus to come. And he is happy to come. John 3:16. For this is how God loved the world. He gave his only Son, so that everyone will not perish, but may have eternal life. I don't want everyone to perish. I want everyone to live. And there is a beautiful realization that I was praying, is that Jesus loves humanity. Really, really, he loves humanity. How can you know that? That Jesus loves humanity. He came as a human being. This is a very clear proof. He could come somebody as something else, but he came as a human being to tell us that I love you. I love humanity. And he wants everyone to be saved and come to the knowledge of the truth. That's why I will go through a little teaser on the gospel. It says that people of the whole Judean countryside and all the inhabitants of, of that place were going out to John the Baptist. What is our preparation for? Our preparation is for all people. When Jesus came, he sent John the Baptist, and he opened the doors for all people, sinners, outcasts, sick, healthy, rich, and poor alike. So it tells us something about our preparation. How is my preparation? Is it open for everybody? I was assigned in Vietnam 5 years, and last September we arrived. And for the past few months, in Vietnam is different because sometimes I go always walk and ride a bus. But here, sometimes we travel with traffic just in the car, many times. So I decided one day I will walk. I miss walking. Okay, so I walk, and I just walk with the intention of exercise because I'm getting fat here in Philippines. I need to, the food here is very different. Anyway, so I started to walk. I walked from Batasan Hills to Pansol. No? I walked for 2 hours. No? And then, what's interesting, because when I was walking fast because my intention is exercise. No? But as I was walking, slowly, I was able to see in front of me the people. First, I saw the teenagers going to school with their uniform. Then I saw people washing the cars, vulcanizing trucks. Then I was walking, I saw some of the construction workers in Commonwealth. No? Somebody was greeting. Then as I was walking, I saw the one selling vendors. And then I saw families with their little children going out from the church, children so happy. Then little by little, I saw kids playing rocks on the sidewalk. Slowly, 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 I see a lot of people. And Jesus was telling me that time when I was walking, these are the people that I love. I sent you here for them. So for me, I encourage you, if you want to really experience the word walk, you will see the real situation. So it's just around the corner, just close to us. And the Lord was telling me, these are the people I sent you. That's why you're here in Philippines. These are your brothers and sisters. These people, this family in front of you, because I was following a family, and there was a little girl facing me because carrying the father carrying was smiling at the little girl. So this family, this is the people I love. I love them. So Jesus loves humanity. And this is the reason why he came. He loves each one of us. He wants everyone to be saved, whoever they may be. And lastly, let's go to the gospel. And in the gospel, I just put the title there, a shouting presence and a pointing finger. I don't know if that's a good expression. But talking about John the Baptist. So John the Baptist was sent by the Lord to be the one who prepared the way for him. So in front of us, in front of our lives, we also recognize that there's always been people in front of us preparing the way for us. And I encourage you as well, in this time of Advent, remember them. Remember them. For example, I remember my professor, he passed away already. But I remember him because he was the one preparing the way for me in my faith and in my missionary life as well. So remember them. Who are those? Today, we need prophets. And people need prophets today, prophets like John the Baptist. Who is John the Baptist? He was the one, he said, I am the voice to announce. He was just the announcer. It's like bringing the advertisement to announce. He was just announcing. And many times he was shouting. Because the world today needs people many times who shout the message. Why? Because our ears are already difficult to hear. Many times we need people who shout at us the message in order to really reach to our hearts. We need people who shout to us the message straight to the point. Straight to the point. Because as Asians, the other day we were talking, that as Asians, we talk a long time going around the bush. I don't know if you agree with me. You have to speak for no, again in the and when I was listening last time I was in Spain as well, no? I was listening to the South Americans. We are the same. They talk a lot. Sorry, the ones from Chile, example. They talk a lot. And I asked one missionary that, what is he talking about? Then the other said, he's just preparing the way first to say the point. Yeah. I don't know if you're like that, like that. But as Asians, generally, when we do that, we sometimes prepare the way so that it will not sound so offensive. We don't really say direct to the point. But sometimes Europeans are like that, direct to the point. So we need people many times who speaks direct to the point. not with many flowers and butterflies. Otherwise, you will be distracted with the flowers and the butterflies. So, a shouting presence. And I like as well the passion of, I will talk about the passion of John the Baptist, the camel's hair and the leather belt. This is part of the gospel, and this is very important. Do you know the interpretation of this? Why was John the Baptist wearing camel's hair and very rugged, no? Rugged attire, rugged fashion? Why? Because it speaks of, what do you call this one? It speaks of a presence of going against society. The image of John the Baptist is a presence of someone who goes against society. He speaks about the margins of society. That's why he appears like that. Why? So that people in the peripheries, people in the margin, are supposed to come into welcome. Jesus did not come only for the clean, the properly dressed. Jesus comes for all people. That's why the prophet speaks in his presence, shout a very what do you call that one? A presence that is against, no? Against, opposite to what society is aiming for. So let us have this time to really enter in our preparation for the coming of the Lord. And lastly, I will just quote from our founder, Jaime Gomez. It's interesting, very simple. He just said, how do you open a path in a field of grass? By walking on it again and again. Very simple image. Walk on it again and again. Maybe there was no path yet, but if you walk again and again, a path will be open and people can walk. What does that mean again and again? Many times we have already built in structures and habits in our life. And it's not easy to change our habits. And that's why we need to walk again and again. Go back to pray again and again. It takes time to learn how to pray, to learn how to love, to learn how to welcome everybody. It takes time. And I need to learn, relearn again and again, walk again and again until a path is open for others. That's why we do this. So, no? We do this again and again because sometimes I'm very hard-headed. I need to change, but it takes time. Why do we repeat Advent season every year? Because it takes time to learn and to grow. So let us continue to go again and again. Practice makes perfect. So if we practice again and again, hopefully we can achieve the perfection that the Lord is asking from us. So how can I prepare a straight path for Jesus? We can end with the question that we have for prayer. Some tips for reflection for this morning. What has caught my attention from the guidelines I gave and the readings for the Sunday? I encourage you to read slowly the readings for this Sunday. First reading, second reading, the Gospel. How can I and we as a community prepare a straight path for the Lord in the desert of our lives society today? It's a long question, but hopefully we can get the point. How can I, not only me, but all of us as a community, prepare a straight path for the Lord? And number 3 is, how can we be a shouting presence, and a pointing finger towards Jesus this Advent season. I encourage you to answer this question with details, with concrete details, no? Practical things to do. A shouting presence and a pointing finger towards Jesus. As John the Baptist said, he said, I baptized you with water, but after me is coming someone who is more powerful than me. So it's always pointing towards Jesus. So let us have this time of prayer, and hopefully we can learn from one another in our sharing later on how to prepare well the coming of the Lord.